By far the most varied, most hilarious, and most astonishing creature on planet Earth, of course, is the human being. And so I have got hundreds of stories about guests that have done strange things. Many of those stories are in the books that I wrote, because people used to say, you have to write a book about this stuff. You can't believe that people behave like this. And they do. And so I did write 2 books about it. And the books are not about, they're called, the first one's called A Year in the Wild, and it's about being in the bush. But it's not the animal stories that make people want to read them. It's the behavior of the human beings that you come across that make you want to just sort of cringe and disown members of your own species. I'm trying to think of some particularly outlandish ones. My favorite story ever of 2 guests was some New Yorkers who came out here. I don't know why they came out here, but Dad didn't want to be here. Mum and son were absolutely terrified to the point of being catatonic just about. They're very sweet people, and there was a son, and I don't remember him saying one word in the 3 days that I looked after them. Not the son, the daughter. I don't remember the daughter saying a thing in the 3 days that I looked after them. And one night we were driving home, trying to find something to look at, and we saw a chameleon. And many of you would have seen a chameleon with us. And Johnson, who was the tracker, he was fantastic. He shone the light on the chameleon, and he said, in his extremely deep voice, he said, "Chameleon." So I said, "Look, everybody, there's a chameleon." And they said from the back of the car, they said, Mrs. said, what should we call them? We'll call them, I don't know, let's just call them Smith for now. Mrs. Smith said, "Why you stop him?" I said, "Well, because there's a chameleon over there." She said, "Oh my God, is it poisonous?" So I said, No, Judy, it's not poisonous at all. It's a chameleon. It changes color. It's a really interesting thing. And before I could get any further into my explanation of the astonishing biology of the flap-necked chameleon, Judy said the following: "Oh my God, there's a snake! There's a snake! Drive! Drive! It's coming this way!" I said, "Judy, hold on." And Johnson says to me, "It's a branch." She says, "It's not a branch, it's a snake, it's coming this way, drive!" And she became utterly hysterical. So I did this. We were looking at the chameleon over there. There was the chameleon, and I went like this, because I was now slightly irritated. I started the engine, I went like this. At which point the tracker basically fell out of the car because he was laughing so much. And as I slowed down, she says, "Why are you slowing down? They're coming, they're coming." So I eventually stopped, I don't know, some distance down the road. There's some zebras in front of us. They're going to be very frightened by the next bit of the story. So I stopped the car, calmed them down. I said, "Now look, I promise you there was no snake." And the son said, "I also saw the snake, Mom. I saw it." And so I said, "Really?" He said, "The snake I saw was green." And she said, "Oh my God, there were 2 of them. The snake I saw was gold with black stripes on it." So instead of thinking the obvious, which was, "Oh, then there wasn't a snake," Mum goes, "Oh my God, there were 2 snakes chasing us down the road. Drive! Drive! Get us home!" And that's my story of the guests.